Hello, and good morning. So, this is Sultan Sanctuary. Essentially, it is what happens if you were to mix together Castlevania and Dark Souls. So, I've done this particular, tried this particular run several times on the Vita version. It's actually the version that I started all this with. And, yeah, it's a really, really, really fun game. But yeah, you get a bunch of different challenge modes here. Like, just by itself, it can be somewhat difficult your first time through, but there's a whole bunch of different ones here. So, got permadeath here, got no healing. That is going to be the long and short of it. Now, we're actually going to start as the paladin. Friggin' this guy is... Well, I guess in this case we're going to make them a girl, because they're mostly going to be naked the whole time. But yes, so... The long and short of it is, this is just a run with no healing except for at checkpoints. So this is the only one that starts with regen, that's why we're starting off with that one. I'm going to start off with a grasping ring. With your starting items, you basically have a small healing item here. Wouldn't really help this character. Got a stone cell sword. This unlocks multiplayer, but we're not going to be using that. Got a Amber Idol that essentially upgrades a weapon. This right here can be used to get some pretty amazing stuff very early. Essentially, you can transform a weapon into a boss weapon. The earliest I believe that you can get is turning the Claymore into... into the first boss's weapon. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to go with that. It's just grinding up the salt for being able to do that. That's a little bit difficult, but we'll go for it. Why not? I've done a Ironman run of this thing before, but that was using a caster, and my goodness, are they overpowered. So, yeah. Go ahead and do that. Make you a redhead, why not? Cancel through all this. Alright. There we go. Jump over that guy, skip his dialogue. Now, these guys, you can just skip. You can actually just roll past them, but for some reason I've been having difficulty when testing this out with this. Yep. Fair enough. So I get a little bit of money to start off. Yeah, so they start off with this right here, which basically just works as a very impressively slow regen. Also gonna turn the volume down a little bit. This guy isn't like the real first boss or anything. Nope, wrong move. Nope. Only beaten him once before. He doesn't have that many movements, but... You pretty much get a free level up and some upgrade items if you beat him. Just like you would in Demon Souls. You talk to this guy, get your Sanctuary item. Your first one anyway. Might as well go for this one. Pretty much depending on which faction you go with, you get different items in the stores, you get different buff items later on. That was weird. For some reason I was having a bit of a input delay there. Oh well. Happened a few times. I think I have something set wrong, but literally just got this as a gift from a good friend, so... Just excited to give it a run. So, this is where we'd pretty much go and drop this thing. Alright, so that is not going to be necessary for a little while. That's not either. And there we go. Just use the items that are picked up. That's the point at which you would go and heal and do all of that sort of thing. Your healing items are pretty much exactly an Estus Flask. Since it's an Ironman run, might as well use all of the salt stuff as soon as it's available. It's the same thing as souls. You just step on them instead of anything else. So, stamina is a little bit of an issue earlier on. Bear in mind, this is going to be essentially just a run. Well, all these runs really are going to be not using any of the kind of tricks and all that. There's a lot of weird tricks, especially ones for finishing it early and all that. But I just kind of like playing it normally. Like, there's tricks for infinite movement and skipping stuff and all that. Might as well play it as it was intended to be played. But if you need healing items, you go down to the left there. I'm just going to show off the parry mechanic real quick. But not with this guy, but... By the way, if you're wondering, if you try to use a healing item, it just basically does nothing. Not what I meant to do. So these controls are a little bit different from the Vita version. It's gonna take a second before I get fully accustomed to it, but... Oh well. Those are awesome. This game is just really fun. Alright. Already got the first level up. Go ahead and take some fall damage and run back to this spot here. You don't get a sprint, not a normal one anyway. But when you level up, you pretty much just get an item. Each character comes spec'd in a couple things they can't change. So, you know, this one is spec'd for hammers, and if I can get to it, heavy armor. And improved strength and all that. You start off in a different place. Personally, this is why the hunter is my favorite. You start off with pistols and crossbows. There's some pretty amazing stuff you can get later on, like especially if you get the gunblade. Oh man, that thing is amazing. Like, you can do like a multi-slash in the air, recover while firing. Great. So I think... Probably gonna go for stamina here. Or strength. I'm gonna want the sword one at some point. Where is that? I think that's over here someplace. No, that's daggers. Where? There we go. Swords are over here. Where's one in swords? Over here. So I'm gonna take swords, pole arms, and then that. I kind of want to go heavy sword and then spear and shield. So pretty much gonna need a lot of willpower down the line. Willpower is your endurance stat, more or less. Screw it, we're just gonna leave these guys. So those hanging corpses down there change every time you pass by. It's kind of cool. Some of this stuff does appear to be different in the PC version. Like, I'm pretty sure those were static. I'm pretty sure there's more effects going on in this one. Oh, crap. Okay, I got grabbed through the floor. That's always fun, but got a tooth for the trouble. Now, there's a few items to be picked up here. I'm pretty sure that tree right there isn't in the Vita version. Oh, really? Over there? Yeah, little one's out and about at the moment. That is completely not what I meant to do, but it'll work. Oh, sweet, got a potato. So you can get potatoes and chuck them at stuff. It's great. Alright, so to the right is progress. To this way are a couple of extra items that are going to be helpful. Now, because the first boss can be a little bit of a bastard, what I like to do is usually reduce him to almost the halfway point, using whatever the starting set is. And then essentially go and use a bunch of consumables on him to finish him off, because he gets all aggressive and he doesn't have a whole lot of health. There's that. At that point, get the bandaged ring. Oh, dang it. So you may notice the health bar is shrinking over time. Pretty much that ring helps to nullify that a little bit. I love this mace. Air countered. Alright. No. I'm gonna level up after the first boss. This 1 point won't really help that much at this point. Pun completely intended. Alright. Where's this gonna put us weight-wise? Yeah, now we're already... That's not gonna work. Actually, for that matter, let's do this. That's still a little bit too much. And there we go, we got fast movement. Pretty much anything for fast movement. Now, this is a feature that didn't get carried over. Right here, you may notice some of the lights are out. This actually shows up a lot better on the Vita version, I have to say. But yeah, this is basically the odds of beating it based off how other people have been doing. These are just completely lit up all the time on the Vita version because there is, apparently the multiplayer is just a little bit busted. For whatever reason. Alright, now, might need this as an emergency, don't need this. And then that's about it. And swap this out. So that's what I was saying about his health not being terribly high. Oh, hi, little stuff. Okay, so at this point it gets aggressive. And that should be the fight. There we go. So his sword is the goal of that, with that amber idol thing. Pretty much as soon as you get one of the types of merchants you can get, you can turn his ashes and a greatsword into that. And it's really freaking good. So you may have noticed there, that slow regen, not terribly useful. It is... Yeah, hi! So like, I see the little fire designs, I'm all happy with that. But yeah, so it ticks up at an almost inconsequential rate. But such is life. Also, I wish you would stop auto-equipping these things. I don't want them. Alright. Alright, so now with that key, we're able to go down here, open up this, get a thing they'll never use, open up this, get the option for doing this guy's storyline. Yes, talk, words, difficulty, whatever. Good job, you try to be interesting. Anyway, there's plots for all these characters. You can do them if you want. They're kind of as achievement stuff. Some of them give you unique items. For the sake of this run, they won't matter too much. One of them matters towards the ending, but that's not going to matter for now. Alright, now. Oops, crap. Friggin' spears are amazing in this, just so you know. You know, it helps if you actually hit something, but yeah. This is the first one that you can get. First spear, anyway. This move in particular is incredibly good, because it's basically a really fast double stab, and you've already got pretty decent damage for the spear itself. You got this thing for kind of rough area clearing, but this thing right here, you put a buff on this thing and just repeatedly spam. The stagger and damage that it spits out is gross to an almost unreasonable degree. Then you immediately get an upgrade on that. Let's see here. So pretty much, this thing is E and C with higher damage, this thing is S and S. You know, it depends on how heavily you're going into your skills. I'm just going to go with this for now for damage sake. But that pitchfork is one of the best. We're going to go ahead and buy 3 of these. You get other items here if you need them. Stained pages are useful for getting rid of sanctuaries, if that's your sort of thing. And you got some other items here, but whatever for that. Alright, now there's gonna be one of these guys over here. There's a very good chance to die to this thing. Give me that calling horn. And a guide. Guides are useful, and would really recommend putting one here. This is why I didn't level up earlier. We're gonna get a couple more levels, and invest heavily in spears. And there we go. So, got some decks. Now, you can assign 4 people to each place. So we're gonna go Merchant, Cleric, and Blacksmith. These are a pretty good starting set. You can't replace them later, so each one's just there. Yes, hi there. I know. Like looking at the banner and like, ooh, shiny colors. But anyway, so this guy gets you around whenever you have multiple things around. This guy upgrades stuff. We're actually going to go ahead and upgrade this thing to scale even harder. Pretty much immediately get rid of the soldier spear. The nice thing is, if you upgrade an item, and you... Really? Quite verbal are we? But yeah, if you upgrade an item and switch it out to something else, it retains its upgrades. Alright, so right now, upgrading this thing is the biggest priority. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna do that. Okay, you can equip the same thing in multiple places. Okay, now, as far as putting in points, let's go one more for strength. Just go for a quality build. Gonna use some souls terms here. Basically, quality build refers... You have strength build... strength, dex, and qualities. Qualities are just basically mixing together both. You don't say! Really, this thing's main limiting feature is its AoE abilities. But you can just do that kind of stuff. Meow, meow, meow. And there's a trap right here. And make pretty good use of it. Alright, that did not go well. Can't see where the dog's coming. Come on, counter me. Nope. We are out of here. Actually, for safety's sake, I can get more of these in a sec. I realized there wasn't a whole lot to do there, but I couldn't remember if I killed that other bat. Yeah, I bet... Yeah, the little one wants to go and play, so... I think I'm going to leave it right here. Get to the next Sanctuary and boss next time. So see you then.